Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host. And I don't like having to record videos during these games. I like to be able to sit and watch it because I believe, you wait till the final out. But seeing as how this performance again tonight in Boston, the second game, I have to sort of do this video kind of knowing the outcome of this game, unfortunately. Now, before we get into this video, please, of course, subscribe and like this video and let me know what you think. I've been very sort of pensive the last couple of days trying to figure out where this team is. They're 10-5 in July. They had one of the worst Junes in the history of this franchise. But, again, earlier, they won the first game. We had that terrible rain up in Boston. And that game got canceled and suspended, and they finished it out today. And, they had some good spots there. The bullpen pitched well. Rand Hardwick is going to be a good piece in the bullpen, I think. I'll have a video on him on the Prospect Hut, his scouting report. So you need to subscribe. I'm a little down, to be honest with you. You watch these games, you want to see the Mets win. I want to see them win. I want to see them play well, and they look good early in this game. But the Red Sox are a good team. And they have good offense, and they have a lot of power. And they showed that tonight. Max Scherzer gave up 4 home runs. It's the second time in the last 2 years he's done that. He gave up 4 home runs in the game against the Padres last year. In the playoff game. Max Scherzer is the biggest reason, quite frankly, why this team has performed as poorly as they have. Aside from his record, he has blown every game. Every time they needed him to pitch a good game, he failed them. I hate to repeat it. He pitched poorly last year against the Braves in October. He pitched badly against the Padres in the wild card game, in game 1, and obviously pitched poorly in Atlanta when they needed to pitch well. He's had a lot of chances here to provide value to the $43.5 million that they are giving him. And again tonight, I can't tell you again how much the Mets needed this game tonight. This was a game that they need because tomorrow Carlos Carrasco's pitching. And I can guarantee you, and this is a Hut guarantee, he will give up homers tomorrow against this lineup. This is a good lineup. They have a lot of talent in this team. The defense sucks, but they hit. It is very difficult to do videos about our team and to be able to talk about positive stuff. But every time Scherzer goes out there, there's really not a lot that's positive. I pitched well against the Dodgers, but I think this Red Sox lineup overall is probably a better lineup. But he is such a, and what did they say tonight? He didn't give up a home run last year on a slider, and he's given up 4. Here's some crazy numbers. Last year in 145 and I guess a third inning, 2/3 innings, he gave up 13 home runs. This year, in a little over 100 innings, he's given up 22. Now, we know he's given up a lot of home runs in his career, but this is ridiculous. And I know he gives up a lot of solo home runs. But it's been, it's not great. Now, where are they at this moment? Basically where we've been. I keep saying this, you have to sell. All right? And you cannot keep Verlander and Scherzer together. It failed this year. And next year they will be a year older. You're going to have the same questions going into next season. With these two in particular. I think Verlander is going to have a good year next year. Okay? And I think he's pitched. You've seen better results from him than you have from Scherzer. Scherzer is just, he's fool's gold. He looks good, But I guess the age, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's probably the age. That's the only thing that makes any sense. Now we're going to see what they do. We have, 9 days, 10 days now to the trading deadline. There was a rumor earlier about the Giants being interested in Justin Verlander. I don't know how realistic that is, just based on comments that he made last week at Citi Field, saying that he's committed here. I did a video earlier on the Baseball Hut 2. You need to subscribe to that. And he basically, you gotta understand, he's in a different situation than Scherzer is with his wife and the sort of opportunities that are here for him long term, and his wife long term. She's looking at opportunities in New York, but the fact that he's playing here, who knows what he's looking at? Who knows what his options are? So he might not be wanting to leave here just based on that. Just keep that as an aside. But like I said, you can't have the same question. You can't have 2/5 of your rotation with guys 40 and over. It's impossible to rely on them. This was like 20 years ago. You probably had a better chance. Pitchers 20 years ago that were pitching in their 40s, they were able to sort of they're not throwing 99 miles an hour, 95 to 100 miles an hour. They're not going to break down. But these guys, obviously, the fact that it's all max effort, they're going to break down. And that's what we're seeing. That's why you've seen all these crazy injuries for all these pitchers. Is the fact that it's max effort all the way through. Now, Trevor Gott. Why did they make this trade? Again, this guy in 1 1/3 innings, 1 2/3 innings, I think I saw. In his last 4 outings, he gave up 6 runs. In that 7th inning, he faced 3 batters, gave up 4 runs. Did that ball from Justin Turner come down yet? That ball was up there for a long time. He is terrible. I looked at his numbers. He has a batting average against him 352 against a left-hander. Left-handed hitters hit 352 against him. Why did they make this trade? What did Epler tell Steve Cohen to make that trade to pick up the $4 million for Chris Flexen? Why did he tell him that? That is an embarrassing trade. It's embarrassing. Now, I would mention this about Epler. I'm a little leery about what he's going to do at the trade deadline. I don't think he's going to trade into Mets' young talent. Mets have starting to build a very good farm system now. But these major league deals are terrible. I mean, he's done a great job the last 2 years of the draft. And he has not given up any of their big prospects. I would mention that he did not give up Pete Crow Armstrong, and he did not give up Andy Rodriguez. You know Andy Rodriguez, the catcher for the Pirates? Well, the Mets had him, and they traded him in the Joey Lucchesi deal. But that was on the Jared Porter guy? Was it Jared Porter or Zach Scott? It was one of those dimwits that made that deal. And obviously the Pete Crow Armstrong deal. That was a Zach Scott. But he's done a good job with the farm system so far, and he hasn't given up these guys. They're very stubborn, folks, on calling up their minor league players. I noticed the immortal Luis Guillorme hurt his calf. I would assume that he'll be out for a while. They put him on the 10-day IL, and they called Danny Mendick. It would have been nice if they called up Ronnie Mauricio. I like that they called up Vientos, but it would have been nice if he played Friday night. I know that Vogelback hit a home run on Friday, but he's a disaster. He should have been gone 2 months ago. He's really the symbol of the sort of ineptitude of this year's team. In terms of the sort of, like I said, in terms of the Mets farm system, it is getting stronger. Mets have really taken a big step with their pitching this year in their minor league system. So that's exciting. That is the foundation for your team. But this team needs more help. They need to do a better job of bringing in. First of all, I think they should do a better job evaluating their own players. Okay, they told us that Francisco Alvarez wasn't a good defensive catcher. No, that's not true. He's a little rough around the edges, but he's pretty good. They told us that Jeff McNeil was not a good defensive player. We know that's not true over the years. Also, we're told that Pete Alonso was not a good first baseman. That's not true either. He's pretty solid. So the Mets need to do a better job with their minor league system in that way. And, I mean, that's the positive out of this season, is the prospects they are accumulating down in the minors. I can ring them off. Christian Scott, Tyler Stewart, Blade Tidwell, who has pitched in Brooklyn. He's pitched great. Tyler Stewart, man, I can't tell you how great he has pitched down in the minor leagues. He leads all of minor league baseball in ERA. Mike Vassell was in the Futures game. We'll see how he is. We'll probably be talking a lot about him maybe in September. Probably in likelihood in spring training next year and next year. And there's a few other guys you got to keep an eye on. I'm trying to think about them off the top of my head. I can't right now. But the Mets have a problem. Do they sell? And if they sell, how deep is the sell? Right now, Starlin Marte's hurt. He's on the IL. That's fine. They weren't going to move him anyway. Tommy Pham. How serious is this injury that he has? Can't be too serious. He's not on the injured list. Daniel Vogelbach. He has to go. Release him. DFA him. Get him out of here. That is an obvious thing. Mark Canha. We know that there's been talk about him getting moved. The Mariners are interested in him. And obviously Verlander. And there has been talk of Scherzer. Scherzer will leave before Verlander. Now people can say, well, you're not going to get anything for him. You don't know that unless you ask. And teams may look at him differently than we do as fans. As fans, it's all emotional. It's all anger towards the player. And they say, well, he stinks. He's not any good. They're not going to get anything for him. Well, they got stuff for Eduardo Escobar. That we need to sort of keep an eye on. But understand, every player has value. And a guy that has the resume of Max Scherzer, right now he's not an ace anymore. He might be he's probably a number 3 starter. Okay? And that is better than some of these pitchers that are on these better teams. We got 10 days to the trading deadline. I'm going to cover this as much as I can. I got so much going on here, but this is a lot of fun. I mean, that way it's fun, to follow the trades and stuff. Losing's terrible. And us as fans have to change our attitudes too. This should not be an overall, oh my God, the Mets are going to Mets nonsense. That's BS. It always was BS and it is BS. It comes down to, do we have good ownership? We do have good ownership. Does the management equal that of the ownership? So far, the first year under this group was excellent. The second year, terrible. So next year, they'll probably come back. There'll probably be some changes that are made in the coaching staff. The pitching coach has to go. That is the most obvious thing right now. Jeremy Hefner has to go. Because 3 of the 4 years that he's been here, the Met pitching has taken a major step back. They're constantly leading the league of walks and falling behind the count. You cannot win that way. So, let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Baseball HUD. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you later.